Dun Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of Dun Mafia Goes Live. It's funny because I legitimately come up with a different name for my live streams each and every single time I do one. Don't mind me. I'm sitting here enjoying my dinner while I wait for you guys to get on. Certainly hope everyone's doing well in this very weird world we live in right now. You know what I mean? So grab yourself a drink. You can get some food. Make it go down. Damn. What's up, Brandon? What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, y'all. This is basically this is basically like a mukbang right now. My bad. What's up, AJ? What's up, dude? Buffalo Hair, hi. Douglas Jones, let's go. Let's go is right. What's up, Hafe? Damn, dude, you're a night owl, aren't you, bro? You're definitely a night owl. What's up, Caitlin? Bennett, what's good? And things are great, bro. Things are great. Wow, live before the meeting. Yeah, Kobe. And so I normally live stream on Thursday between 6 and 7. And since we started doing those meetings, I just try to get it done before. I mean, we're just going to be here for a little bit, you know? I mean, we're just going to chill. And this is what my live streams are, man. We just sort of kick back. We drink. We talk. We talk shit to each other. We do our thing. DP Erlocker. DP, my dude, I did get all y'all's questions. There's a lot of questions. Be on the lookout for that video tomorrow. But I mean, say for example that you guys have any burning questions that you want to hit on me today. By all means, dude, do it up. By all means. John Roberts goes, don't forget to chew your food. That's hysterical. Buff Hub's in the house. So last night I was on Buff Hub's channel. Steve, and so is that video out yet or no? Regardless, it was a good time. I mean, we were talking for 2 hours. Me, him, and Believers Talk were talking for about 2 hours. And then we played a little bit of Madden afterwards too. What's up, F the Jets, my dude? What's up, Alex? Hanging in there, bro. Trying to do my thing, you know. Get ready for an hour and a half meeting. I hope not, dude. I hope not. Austin Church. Josh Allen's working hard. He really is, man. He really is. And clearly, dude, man's been putting on a lot of weight. And so I hope that it's the good weight. I hope that he's just been hitting the gym and he just and so hasn't taken a page out of Big Ben's book or something along those lines. But I mean, as far as size is concerned, I mean, he's definitely putting in the work there. And was reading a bunch, hearing that Josh Allen has actually started attempting to fix some of his mechanics, especially right off with his release. And they say that should address some of the accuracy issues. So, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that works, man. Honestly, I mean, I'm ready for it. I really am. Best player on the second string, go no rotational lineman. So basically nobody on the defensive line and nobody on the offensive line. And so I'd probably say a Ty and Seki. And so I always get those two confused about who the guy was. His Twitter handle is Mr. Undrafted, and he legitimately didn't release a sack all year. It was either Quentin Spain or it was Ty and Seki. I'm pretty sure it's Ty and Seki. And now that Colby's in here, and I need Colby to get my back when I talk trash about the Pats. Honestly, dude, I really don't talk a lot of shit about the Pats, to be honest with you. And so, I mean, at least on my live streams, my videos are different. But Buff Hub, I'm still editing. Yeah, I mean, I probably would still be editing that too. I mean, damn, 2 hours. Okay, what do you think about our matchup versus Arizona? Great question. Great question. In fact, I did end up doing a collaboration with another contributor to Fan Network who covers the Arizona Cardinals. Once this live stream is over, feel free to go watch that video. It's an in-depth breakdown of the matchup coming up. Just to give you a little bit of a summary, I do have the Buffalo Bills winning that game, especially when it comes down to my final record prediction between all of our matchups moving forward. And so the team definitely has a lot of big names, but in my opinion, I still think that they're 1 year away. And it definitely does them zero favors with being in a division with the Seahawks and the 49ers. Once you compare the Bills and the Cardinals, their rosters, the Bills are just a better team. Josh Allen ate Chuck Norris's food right in front of him. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Dude-man's got balls. What was the best deal for Buffalo in the draft this year? Hector, fantastic question. Now, while I wasn't excited that we ended up using our second-round pick for this gentleman, and so it's Epinesa, I would probably say that he would have been the steal of the draft. I did not see him dipping that low, especially when it came down to being in the second round of the draft. I really had him going in the first. I really, really did. I would have to say that it was Epinesa, especially with the talent that the dude man has, and we were able to get him in the second round. Now, y'all know that I was just absolutely salty that we didn't pick up J.K. Dobbins. That's who I wanted during the second round. And we ended up going with Epinesa instead, but at the end of the day, I'm fine with it because we ended up getting Zach Moss. What's up, LeBron? And so you should play Madden on live. AJ, great suggestion. Just as you know, I am a boomer, so I need to figure out how to stream with OBS in Twitch. But yeah, dude, that's definitely on the calendar of things that I do want to do for the channel. So maybe not this coming live stream. It's funny because next live stream is actually going to be my birthday. So I'm probably not going to put myself until to put in that much research and learning how to do it. I'll probably just do a standard stream next stream. And then the following stream, I'll probably do a little Madden while we still sort of chop it up. Cheers from Batavia. What's good, Steven? What's up, Daniel? The Bills will beat Arizona. I agree. What's up, Elliot? Hope all is well. Dan, and did you see Adam's prediction for the Bills 9-7 not making the playoffs? I mean, that dude clearly doesn't watch football. I mean, honestly. I mean, then again, so that's definitely interesting that you say that because Adam Rank is known for making these astronomical predictions. Now, don't get me wrong, right? The Buffalo Bills could very easily win the division at 9-7. They could, especially once you compare our division opponents. But I mean, 9-7 is a bit of a stretch. And I think that it's a massive insult that dude man had us not getting into the playoffs. Who's going to beat us in the division? You know what I'm saying? Who? Elliot, my dude. What's good? And Adam Rank does cocaine. I wouldn't be surprised. What's up, Austin? He said, will Fromm be on the roster? That's actually a fantastic question. We all know the controversy that he went through about a month ago. But as far as talent is concerned, especially since we're making that transition to a 55-man roster, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster this year. So I'm leaning toward the fact that he will be on the team. The Patriots will beat you twice. I don't know about that, Brandon. I don't know about that, man. We'll see what happens in the season. I'm excited to see it. I think Adam Rank was drinking the night before the predictions. Yeah, like he like must have had like a violent hangover, and he was just like, shit, like I just like need to like give some astronomical take so they could just let me leave early or something. Like he like put zero research into it. He was just like, fuck it, the Bills, yeah, they'll go 9-7. You know, whatever. Is what it is. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And are there any teams we are overlooking right now? So like, so are you talking about teams that the Bills are about to face or teams in the NFL in general? Like the most underrated team in the NFL? Good question. I mean, as far as teams that the Bills are looking over, I mean, I'm going to have to say it's the Patriots, guys, to be honest with you. Like, don't get me wrong. I still see the Bills beating them. But I don't think the Pats are going to be as bad as everyone's expecting them to be. I mean, they have their defense coming back, y'all, and like that defense is good. It's very good. Say that Stidham just becomes a good game manager. He just becomes like captain check down, runs the ball. But then again, they really don't have a lot of weapons in the running back department either. I mean, I could very much still see them going 8-8. Like Bill Belichick's not going to roll over and die. And do you think Gabe Davis is going to be a starter? Good question. I mean, I could definitely see him as a rotational guy. I mean, honestly, like when it comes down to it, it's going to be John Brown, Stephon Diggs, obviously, then Cole Beasley in the slot. I mean, maybe using Gabe Davis for, I want to say like goal line scenarios or red zone scenarios, especially since he has like that huge, like large wide receiver sort of like body and stuff like that. Like he's like 6'3", 6'4". So, I mean, I could probably see us using him sparingly, being more of a rotational guy. I don't see him being wide receiver 3. I don't see him being wide receiver 2, at least not this year. Don't overlook the Cardinals. We can lose that game if we're not too careful. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely need to go in there and put in a game plan. I mean, last year in 2019, we really strived away from that stigma that has stuck with the Bills for the longest time, that we always lose a game that we should win. I mean, last year proved a lot that we actually did winning the games that we were supposed to win. Not always the prettiest, but we did end up winning those games. So I have confidence. I have confidence that Sean McDermott. I have confidence that Leslie Frazier will put just as much effort into game planning for the Cardinals than they will with just about any team we play in 2020. So, I mean, that's good. I mean, let's rewind and say that we had Rex Ryan preparing for the team. And yeah, for sure. That would probably be something that I would be pretty intrigued by. The Pats will be second in the AFC East behind the Bills. I agree, Daniel. What's up, Tay? Looks like Tom Brady pulls his pants all the way down when he uses the urinal. That's a diss, bro. That's a good diss, actually. And so I really appreciate that diss, to be honest. That's well thought out. I like it. And so everyone remembers that kid. You know what I'm saying? Everyone remembers that kid. Tom Brady stands when he poops. I mean, that's like not even really a diss, to be honest with you. I'm like low-key kind of impressed how he's able to do that. Dan, how long did it take to grow your channel? Great question, dude. I started YouTube about 2 years ago, but I did not do any Buffalo Bills content at all. I started doing Buffalo Bills content in last August. I was at 300 subscribers in August. And then I put out like one Bills video and it did super well. Like I'm talking about like I got more views on that first Bills video than I had in all of my other videos combined. So I was just like, all right, well, you know what? Your boy loves talking the Bills in general. So this is now a Bills channel. And yeah, and I mean, you fast forward to today, I'm like 20 something subscribers away from hitting 7,000. So it's huge, man. It's definitely huge. I definitely appreciate the Don Mafia for always coming in there, supporting me, watching my stuff. That's the reason why I continue to grow. And love you guys. Tom Brady poops in the urinal. Someone in my high school actually did that for a prank. And so like right at like the last day of school, someone took a shit in the urinal. It was funny. It was super funny. Were you upset when we lost Shaq Lawson? Great question, Hector. Yes and no. So you can go back in my Twitter archives and see during a couple of games where Shaq Lawson was balling, was a huge advocate for re-signing Shaq Lawson. Once we let him go, I wouldn't necessarily say that I was disappointed because I foresaw it coming. But I was super happy with the additions, with the players that we ended up signing to replace him. Number one, Mario Addison. Everyone sleeps on this guy. Like, dude, man, had 9+ sacks for the past 4 years, and it's very unlikely that he's going to come to Buffalo and not give some type of similar development while he's in our uniform. So, I mean, I'm fine with that. We still have Jerry Hughes. We still have Epinesa. As far as the loss of Jordan Phillips was concerned, I mean, we still have Starr, who does his job. Starr does his job. I have no issue with what Starr does. We still have Harrison Phillips. We have Ed Oliver. I mean, I think that we're built perfectly. And while I appreciate everything that Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips did for us in 2019, I think we're a little bit better on the defensive line. So that's not bad. Shaq Lawson was all right. And so in 2000, until last year, he balled. But I mean, we just didn't see that the first 3 years he was with us, And I mean, he was definitely playing for that money. So it's interesting. And yeah, Elliot, that's true. And so he would have cost a lot of money. He was significantly cheaper. No, was significantly more expensive than a player like Mario Addison, who has better production. Say that I had to pick one of the two to stay between Shaq Lawson and same with Jordan Phillips, I would have chosen Jordan Phillips. Jolly Pop. Great question, dude. Holy hell, y'all. Sorry. I'm just sitting here just chewing. It's like a mukbang right now. All right. And so Jolly Pop said, we need to brainstorm on how we are going to emotionally handle the loss and the ability to attend games this season. And I am in complete denial right now. What the hell am I going to do? Jolly Pop. Great question. Now, there's not going to be anything that is going to really give you that same sense of excitement than walking into New Era and cheering on the Buffalo Bills. So we got to be creative with this. Me personally, from the Dom Mafia, I plan on live streaming my reaction of the game, each and every single game moving on into this season. So whether or not that I'm at a bar or whether or not that I'm at my house, I'm watching the game, I'm bringing my laptop with me, I'm live streaming my reaction the entire time. So in case you guys, don't want to listen to the announcers, just don't want to listen to Collinsworth, and you just sort of want to sit down and watch the game with me and stuff like that, then we can do that. And say that we get enough people within the room, it might even feel like we're in a row or two. I don't know. It might be interesting. If that's something that you guys would be into, let me know. Tom Brady drinks warm, non-alcoholic beer. And I'm more excited for Quentin Jefferson. Yeah, dude. Honestly, F the Jets. That is a great take, as a matter of fact. A lot of people don't know that Quentin Jefferson, I'm pretty sure, was third in the league or fifth in the league for pass rush pressure rate. An insane stat. And Ed Oliver was actually a little bit below him as well. So, I mean, with a Quentin Jefferson, I mean, there's probably going to be some cuts to our D-line soon. And by cuts, I mean Trent Murphy. Dried Ocean. Daniel, what's good, man? Tom Brady reads books backwards. Okay. Wait, and so have they announced no fans of the game, or is that still questionable? Bennett, I mean, honestly, there's been so many contradicting articles out there. Like one day I wake up and I read an article saying that they're going to be leaving it up to the discretion of the specific owners based off of their state municipalities. So, I mean, some stadiums are going to allow full capacity. Some are going to be like, oh, like here's one row, here's that. And then I'm hearing this guy say that it's not happening. We ended up seeing that the Hall of Fame game was canceled. I mean, honestly, like I'm not going to shed a tear or two. And so about the Hall of Fame game being canceled, in my opinion, that's like the most piss poor football product that they ever put out each and every single year. It's a shit show. It's terrible. I don't know. But I mean, as far as having fans in the stadium, I certainly hope that there is, because I was planning on going to a couple of games this year. But if not, then we're just going to have to be creative, baby. We're just going to have to be creative. And it's funny, too, because like I wonder how, like, if teams would be able to replicate home field advantage. Like, I wonder if they would sort of like get like this massive speaker system and like sort of like try and replicate what a crowd roar sounds like to sort of like mess up like the opposing team. I wonder what they're going to do. It's interesting. Okay, yeah. Perfect. Elliot, thank you. It said that they're going to like let each and every single stadium regulate its own fans by themselves. Smart. 100%. And so I say let fans at their own risk and make everyone wear masks. Yeah, dude. That's it. And so there's no need to get upset with anybody who wants to go watch the Bills in the stadium. There's no need. Just if you're not about it, stay home. No one's making you go there. So, I mean, yeah, dude. Elliot, I 100% agree with that. What's up, Jerome? And so with Edmonds, that's funny that you bring him up. I'm actually really excited to see what he's going to do this year, man. He's about ready. He's about ready for a breakout. And do you think that Josh Norman will pull through, or is he just a bust? Hector, I would not say that he was a bust. I think that Josh Norman fell victim to being in a system that didn't play to his strengths. The second that he got the bag, he went over to Washington. And I mean, first off, going over to Washington didn't make sense to me back in 2016 because they didn't look like that they were anywhere near close from contending. And look at the team now. They're still nowhere near close to contending. So I think that Josh Norman is going to thrive being back into a defensive scheme that he is familiar with, into which he has thrived in the past. I'm really looking for Josh Norman to ball this year, man. I really am. And I'm really seeing him as our CB2. I am. And so a lot of people are trying to think that Levi Wallace is going to be that CB2. But in my opinion, I really think that Levi Wallace should be moved over more to the slot corner role. That's me. He's a much better zone coverage cornerback, and so is Josh Norman, I suppose. But I think that Levi Wallace would be a lot more consistent if we put him in a slot corner type of position and leave the outsides, of course, to Trey White and Josh Norman. Let me know your thoughts on that. That's actually interesting. Would you guys be okay with Levi Wallace switching to a full-time slot corner? And so I know we still have Taron Johnson and stuff like that, but I think that I like Levi Wallace there better. That's me. In fact, let me hear your. Oh yeah, for sure. Wallace will be the top slot guy. Sick. What's up, Ted? Hope all is well. And so there's a lot of Tom Brady jokes in here. I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but Jeff the Jedi, he goes, my friend is a Jets fan. Should I end him or just cut him out of my life? Dude, honestly, like you always need to have friends that like other teams because it is so fun to fuck with them when your team beats them. It is so fun. That's why I think you should personally keep him around for that reason alone, especially since the Jets are in our division. So, I mean, you could do that to him twice a year. That's a beautiful friendship. Hold on to it forever. Okay, interesting. Sorry, guys. I saw a question and I wanted to go back to it real fast. Okay, from Jack, and he goes, and are you a fan of any other sports teams, non-football? I appreciate your content, bro. Just discovered you earlier today, and I'm loving it. Go Bills from Canada. Jack, my dude. Nice, man. Welcome to the Dom Mafia, bro. Welcome to the Dom Mafia. So glad that I was able to sort of entertain you with some good old football videos. Sports teams. Yeah, dude. I played baseball back in the day, so I love baseball. I would probably consider myself to be a Braves fan. Was born in Buffalo, obviously, and I still follow the Bills. I follow the Sabres. Those are obviously my two teams from those specific sports by itself. But since I moved out of South Carolina when I was a little kid, the Braves are the Braves. So, I mean, I follow the Atlanta Braves for that. But, like, I love and so I love sports jerseys. Like, that's my thing. Like, I love sports jerseys. So I have a lot of, like, different, like, baseball, like, sort of team apparel. Like, who knows? And so that's just me being bougie. And as far as basketball, the Hornets, they suck. But Dan, the Chargers fan that should make a video with is Codred. It's Kodred. That's interesting you say that because Fan to Fan Network is still looking for a Chargers YouTuber. Let me see. Let me see if he's actually Code Red. Okay. I see what he did there. Whatever. I'll just look for him later. Okay. Where are we at? What's up, Ned? With you on the Josh Norman thing. Okay, with you on the Josh Norman thing, and I agree with so I agree with Levi Wallace's role completely. Me too, man. Like, he would be so much more effective in the slot than on the outside. Because anytime that the Bills had to switch over to man coverage, Levi Wallace got absolutely burned. But anytime it was zone, dude, it was game over. It was done. Okay, so with Charity, Josh Norman is not the same, bro. And so honestly, dude, like, I'm not saying that he's going to be the same from 2015, but what I am going to say is that he's going to be significantly better than what he was in Washington. And so I can definitely tell you that. I mean, worst case scenario, we get him like at the level like a year after he left Carolina. He definitely still has some gas in the tank, bro, for sure. Like, what's up, man? And so Dawkins is going to catch a touchdown pass this year. I mean, it's really a tradition at this point. He needs to. And, I thought your favorite. And what was she doing? I thought your favorite team in basketball was the Suns. Nah, dude. Nah, man. I just like into the sport in general. What's up, Scott? Chris. And what Chris also means that Canadians now get the USA feed for the Super Bowl. So we now get the USA ads instead of them being dubbed over the shit Canadian ads. Interesting. How far do you think the Bills will make it in the playoffs? Literally, Taib. Great question, man. Like, what I think really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's just a crapshoot, dude. I mean, we're just making speculations at this point. But I mean, as far as expectations are concerned, at the very least, the Bills need to win their first playoff game just so we can get that elephant off of our back. And I also wouldn't mind seeing a home playoff game either. I really wouldn't. That's me. What team in the division scares you the most? For me, it's the Jets just because of Darnold. This year, I'd probably – I mean, I guess I want to say that I agree with you, but I don't just because, dude, like that organization is a dumpster fire. Nobody wants to play with Adam Gase. Like, you think that the Jamal Adams thing is going to be the first opportunity? Like, you're looking at like another Jacksonville Jaguars where no one wanted to play for that damn organization just because it was so poorly ran. You're looking at the New York Jets right now. And I just don't think that a lot of his weapons are going to want to stay with that team, man. I mean, it's sad, but I mean, is what it is. Is what it is. But as far as the team that scares me the most, maybe not this year, but I think that the Dolphins are going to be really good in 2021, not in 2020. And so I see the Dolphins going 6-10 or something like that in 2020 this year. But the Dolphins are well on their way to reigniting the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins rivalry. That is facts. Okay, Elliot, it's a solid question. And so we should bring back Kyle Williams, number 95, as fullback. I mean, hey, dude, I mean, I'm sure the Bills would jump on any opportunity that he would want to come back, whether or not that it would be like, I don't know, would be like a coaching role. That would be sick. Who's your favorite Bills player? My favorite Bills player, Trey White. Trey White, man. He is an absolute monster, and I really hope that he retires at Bill. I hope he's here for a long-ass time. And are you thinking that Dane Jackson makes the roster? I do not see Dane Jackson making the roster, man. I could probably see Dane going into the practice squad, but at the end of the day, you don't know. I mean, he very well could, but I mean, as far as like the main four at this point, I mean, you definitely have Trey White, you have Josh Norman, you have Taron Johnson, and then Levi Wallace, obviously. Dane Jackson, I mean, I'm not betting on it, but I mean, you could be surprised. I mean, especially since we haven't seen any type of like sort of like OTAs of players working out together and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting preseason because I don't think that the coaches are really going to be able to make like effective. Like, I mean, like they're basically just going to need to take an educated guess on who deserves to be on the roster because they didn't have enough time to like look at their team and see exactly what they needed. You know what I mean? So interesting. Okay, I saw a question from Cameron, and he goes, no, not you, Cameron. Soon, though. I will be right back with your question. It was this one. It was Chris. It was, hey, Dan, and do you think Bills fans are becoming too confident going into this season? I don't want us becoming the 2019 Cleveland Browns. I mean, no. I mean, if anything, I think that the sense of confidence going into the season was warranted. I mean, we've gone through years of hell, man. Like, I mean, we deserve it. We deserve this. And don't get me wrong, like this is not blind confidence whatsoever. I mean, you look at a team that we have put together, and most importantly, in my opinion, the biggest differentiator between the 2019 Cleveland Browns and the 2020 Buffalo Bills is overall culture, coaching staff, front office. We wipe the floor with the Cleveland Browns from 2019 in that area itself. I'm super confident. Like there's no holes on our roster. I mean, maybe the offensive line could have been improved during the offseason. In fact, I was sort of disappointed that we didn't really make any big moves in that department. But I mean, yeah. And so I really think that Bills fans have every right to be confident because you look at our team by itself, and then you also look at the rest of our division, who, in my opinion, no one's really close to the complete roster that we have. That's me. All right, Cameron. All right. Do you know the Bills' last home playoff game was against the Jaguars in the wildcard round, December 1996, and lost 30-27? Damn. I did not know that, actually. That's been a long ass time, hasn't it? The Bills need to draft a mainstay number 2 corner opposite of Trey White. Yeah. And so the draft next year in 2020 is going to be really interesting because I had a couple of like positions that I wanted to target, like a way too early, obviously 2021 draft, or as far as like certain holes that need to be filled. I don't know. We're going to see. Bills Mafia 84. What do you think about our D-line? I really like our D-line. I really do. And a lot of it has to do with the fact of just the development of our young guys. I'm really excited to see what Ed Oliver does this year in his second year in the NFL. I'm really excited to see what Harrison Phillips does once he's coming off of an injury. And then I'm really excited to also see what some of these new additions like a Quentin Jefferson, Mario Addison, obviously, and with Epinesa as well. I mean, things are looking good, man. Things are looking good. I want a safety in 2021. Interesting Bills Mafia 84. I would probably have to wholeheartedly agree with you because, yes, we did end up extending Poyer, but Micah Hyde, I'm pretty sure he's going into the last year of his contract this year. And he's getting up there in age. I'm not sure if Brandon Beane would throw him a bone or go on ahead and like write up another like massive contract for him, especially with a player that's still wildly productive. Don't get me wrong. Dude's still wildly productive. But I don't know. We'll see. Jenna, what's up? Where will Isaiah McKenzie fall in the roster? I have Isaiah McKenzie making the final roster. I do. That's a very popular question as far as the receivers that I see. Like I'm under the impression that the Bills are keeping 7. And those names are the obvious 3. There's Beasley, Brown, and Diggs. And then I also have Gabe Davis making it. I have Isaiah McKenzie making it. I have Andre Roberts making it. And then it's going to be a toss-up between either Duke Williams or Hodgins. Not really sure which one we're going to go with. Might be interesting. But I'm seeing the Bills only taking 7 receivers this year on the 55. Yo, bro, we have a lot of Pats fans in here, but honestly, dude, like I'm fine with it. Like coming late. And do we already know about any discipline from the league or from the team to Oliver? And when is the final player cut date? Big virtual hug from an Aztec. Bill, brother, my dude, man. Really good to hear from you. I haven't heard a lot what's going on. In my opinion, I'm really not seeing any type of punishment or consequence coming until 2021. Mostly because the court system is just, it's like super crowded right now with a bunch of like Zoom videos. And like, I just don't foresee this going to court at least until the offseason next year. That's me. And Chris, he said that there's over 500 rushing and 300 receiving yards for Moss, I think with a lot of touchdowns. Maybe even more, to be honest with you, man. But, I mean, those are probably realistic numbers exclusively because we're just going to be using the dude, in my opinion, for third down situations and goal line situations. So that actually sounds interesting. I think I have Zach Moss having more touchdowns than Devin Singletary, but Devin Singletary having more overall yards. So Daniel thinks that McKenzie gets cut. Suspect hands does him in. That is interesting. Who would you put in his place? Just out of curiosity. Tom Brady hates Dan Mitchell. Oh, it's fucked. PFF diss. Y'all, dude, y'all really want me to drop that diss track. And by dropping it, I like still need to like write it, record it, make a music video. My buddy Elliot actually, he put me in contact with somebody that can possibly get me a beat. But I mean, it's coming, y'all. It's coming. PFF diss. The Bills will keep 6 wide receivers, in my opinion. Diggs, Brown, Beasley, Roberts, Davis, and Hodgins. Duke Williams of the practice squad. That is intriguing, Daniel. That's intriguing. Tom Brady doesn't drink his milk when he's done with his cereal. What a scumbag, bro. And is Robert Foster still on the team? Surprisingly, yes, he is. He wasn't used at all last year, and that's why I just think that it's a bad sign that he virtually has no shot of making this roster. Dan, and do you think there's a possibility the NFL expands rosters more this year because of COVID? Great question. Whether or not that they do or whether or not that they don't, I think that they should. Because say, for example, that one of the players like tests positive like week 3, right? Like say that one of the players tests positive week 3, then like that means like he's going to be out for 2 weeks. Like he's going to be put in like some quarantine and stuff like that. And he's not going to be able to come out until he's gotten it out of his system. And I mean, honestly, like, I mean, he's going to be in a locker room full of 55 other men, even more, including with coaching staffs, etc. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think that they should. I really think that you should be able to bring up as many people from your practice squad as possible at all given times. I think that it should be up to like a 65-man roster, but I mean, we'll see what's going on. Robert Foster needs to be cut. I agree. The Bills win the Super Bowl with Cam Newton. And so I love Cam Newton, but I mean, and so right now, like I choose Josh Allen over Cam Newton. But I'm surprised that the Patriots are not choosing Cam Newton, that they're not choosing Cam Newton right over Jared Stidham. I mean, that still to this day blows my mind. Yes, Chris, quite extensively, in my opinion. And you need to allow the all draft choices a year reprieve, extending practice squad, protecting them. Also, they will have a COVID provision for players. Interesting. Cameron, good question, man. And do you think the NFC East will come down to a tiebreaker between the Cowboys and the Eagles? I think both will finish 11-5. I mean, it's definitely tough because it just goes to show you that Jerry Jones just like doesn't really know how to run his organization. I mean, he can have so much talent on a roster and just not be able to do anything. Whether or not that Mike McCarthy can turn it around is still up for debate. And the Eagles, like I'm under the impression that Carson Wentz is overrated. I truly believe that Carson Wentz is overrated. I think the Eagles just don't play well for him. Back when they had Nick Foles, I think the Eagles were a more dangerous team when they had Nick Foles as their quarterback. When Carson Wentz came in, they're just kind of blah. So, I mean, as far as that division is concerned, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys win it, honestly. In fact, I'm probably going to go with the Cowboys winning that division, honestly. Pop the top off, Dan. What's good, bro? Players can now opt out of the season. Really, Scott? And so did that just drop? Hold on. Wow. The NFL plans for 2020 must allow players, coaches to opt out of the season. Damn. That's tough. That's really tough. Going off of that, and do you think that we will see Dalton at all this season? I mean, I don't think Dak's that bad, to be honest with you. I just think that he fell victim to a horrible coaching staff. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Dalton goes in for a couple of snaps. I mean, knock on wood. I mean, you never want anybody to ever get hurt out there. But, I mean, in case of Dak were to go down with some type of injury at the end of the day, I mean, I think Andy Dalton is probably the best backup quarterback in the league, to be honest with you. And so the most effective, at least. Norman, great question. Given that Diggs' comments in the past at the Vikings about not being targeted or part of the offense enough, do you think that he will be a problem or distraction if the Bills are a run-first team? Norman, tremendous question. It's funny you say that because I am still a believer that the Buffalo Bills should be a run-the-damn-ball first type of offense. However, I don't think that Diggs is going to be ignored to a point that he was in Minnesota. Because, I mean, was him and Adam Thielen, and those two were basically number one receivers. Stephon Diggs is the only number one that we have. Don't get me wrong, Brown did a tremendous job being the number one guy last year. And so Beasley, he's just your slot guy who performs tremendously. I think because when it comes down to Stephon Diggs, he is the star on our offense. Like, he's like the star, and he's going to be the one that's most targeted. So, I mean, could it happen? Like, would he be pissed, say that we don't put him into the game plan? Oh, yeah, for sure. But I just don't foresee the Bills ignoring a talent like that, especially since we've been, like wide receiver one-less for the past 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? And well, since Molds actually ended up going away. What's up, Roy? And you have to allow an opt-out clause, especially for older coaches. You won't see too many of my. Yeah, Roy, honestly, in my opinion, I really don't foresee a lot of players opting out. I really don't, honestly. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that what's going on is not serious. It is. But I mean, these NFL players, a lot of them are like probably like some of the healthiest human beings on the face of the planet. And I think they realize that. So that's why I have full confidence that while they should be concerned, they're not going to be too concerned and not be able to go out and play the game that they love. Yeah, just saw an article saying that the first 6 to 8 rows in each NFL stadium will be tarped off for advertisers. I guess it's to keep players away from fans. I mean, yeah, that's smart. And will more coaches coach from the booth instead of the field in 2020? And so I foresee that for sure. Damn. Well, hey, y'all, listen, was yet another successful stream. I have a meeting to do with Fan to Fan Network. In case y'all haven't signed up for Fan to Fan Network, listen, we are revolutionizing the way that sports analysis is done. We're launching July 4th exclusively on Twitch. If you guys are sick of ESPN, Fox Sports for your football coverage, go watch this. I'm legitimately teaming up with 31 other YouTubers that cover their own respective team. And it's just going to be amazing, dude. Like shows, like sort of like debates, battles, documentaries. Like we're legitimately making a sports network exclusively online. And if y'all would subscribe to that Twitch channel for me, it would absolutely mean the world to me. So let me put the link right here. And if y'all could go to that right now. And so if y'all can go to that right now and sign up for it or like subscribe, it's like free. It's free. It's 100% free. Then that would mean the absolute world to me, guys. Besides that, guys, thank you so much for everything. I had a great time once again. And we'll go from there. Let's go Buffalo.